This is my show, the 10-year sandwich, the show. It concerns identity and dissolution of identity, as exemplified by Mr. Milk Bottle, identity, and Mr. Milk Bomb, dissolution of identity. This picture is my lenticular self-portrait. A lenticular image is one that goes through a lens, and it actually is two pictures, like the little things we used to get in cereal boxes years ago. You flip it and one picture comes up and then the other picture comes up. This is me as Mr. Milk Bottle, or Mr. Milk Bottle as me. This is probably the first thing people see when they come into the gallery. It's a maquette of a large sculpture I made called Mr. Milk Bottle Contemplates, ... I did this for Jim Hubble at his country home. It was designed to sort of show Mr. Milk Bottle rising out of the earth, contemplating things, or sinking into the earth, contemplating things. This is Mr. Milk Bomb, Runs from Fate. Mr. Milk Bomb is the alter ego of Mr. Milk Bottle. I originally did this as sort of an ink calligraphy, and then I traced it. I made a large-scale gatorboard sculpture out of it. This is the cartoon bomb. I did this because I wanted to make a bomb like they did in the old Crazy Cat cartoons. It's really quite simple. It's very geometric and very, very funny. This is a floor sculpture. It's called Mr. Milk Bottle After His Adventure with the Steamroller. The title is pretty self-descriptive, but the image is quite active in spite of his very flattened state. This sculpture is called No Use Crying After Spilt Milk. It happened that I tried to ship this sculpture to New York, and it got destroyed. Afterwards, I decided to take the pieces and put it essentially in a pool of urethane plastic and preserve it as sort of an archaeological fact. This sculpture is called the Medicine Cabinet. Inside the medicine cabinet are 4 cartoon bombs. This sculpture embodies the notion that many terrorists have that if only they could get rid of a certain segment of the population, everything would be well. So the means to health are contained in the medicine cabinet. This is an Irish print. It's called Fat Boy in the Landscape. The reason I made this was I realized at a certain point that nuclear weapons were just a part of our given landscape. Most of us grew up with such things, and they're just almost a natural part. This sculpture is called Bronze Fat Boy. The Fat Boy is my combination of the Little Boy and Fat Man nuclear weapons that were used during World War II. Although I exaggerate it to give it a sort of toy-like feel. My feeling was that if I could make this beautiful, it would be a real interesting work of art. This sculpture is called Inflatable Fat Boy. I was looking for a way to make a large fat boy, and I was at Home Depot one day and I saw this inflatable Christmas lawn ornament, and that gave me the tool or the material I needed to make a large fat boy. This is another Irish print. It's called Red Fat Boy, and that's exactly what it is. It's a red, angry glowing fat boy. This print is called The Badge of Quality's Giant Marching Rubber Toy, although I have different titles for it. It's what it is an imagined plastic packaging for a marching Mr. Milk Bottle. This marching image is one that I had used over and over again since then. This is called Action Figure. It's another elaboration on the marching theme. It's Mr. Milk Bottle marching off. This is a picture that I put together. It's called Edward Muybridge's Rare Color Photograph. In a minute, we'll discuss the sculpture that I did at the top, but Muybridge was the one who devised stop-action photography and was able to, therefore, break down human movement and animal movement into succinct individual frames. This is probably my major sculpture. It's called Mr. Milk Bottle, as photographed by Edward Muybridge in 1897. Stop action. This is, it actually is a frame-by-frame piece of Mr. Milk Bottle marching along. The base, which is made of marble and granite and wood, is a very stylized piece of film. So you can see frame by frame how Mr. Milk Bottle moves. This piece is called the Walking Head Frieze. It's made up of a series of bas-reliefs, all of pretty much the same image, although in different sizes and different materials, of Mr. Milk Bomb running from fate. In this frieze, to continue a little bit, Mr. Milk Bomb is on fire. Someone has lit his fuse, making him a dairy Molotov cocktail, and so he's running. This is the final panel of the Walking Head Frieze. In this one, if you look at the Mr. Milk Bomb on the left for a long enough time, and then move your gaze to the empty panel on the right, you'll get a flashing after image. Mr. Milk Bomb has disappeared.